Okay, I'm back, and we're back in my regular office, not where I was when I recorded the first two videos, but it's time to add the portholes onto this deck, or this set of decks really, since this represents 5 different decks in the ship, that I forgot to do to begin with. So we're going to turn off the doors and the furniture, and so we're just dealing with the hull here, and we're actually going to work on the hull layer. And if we go over to our Assault Scout, we see we've got some portholes here on this crew deck, and so I'm just going to grab one of them, make a copy of it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to grab one that's already mostly straight. Let's copy that one. And come back over to the wrong button. Come back over to the History Hope deck plan. And we're just going to go ahead and paste it in here at the top. And as you can see, it's not very big. We've got to scale it up. It was 52, and we want to scale that up to 72, probably. Yeah. Actually, it's going to be 73. Yeah, let's go 72. Oh, forgot to. Hold on. Let's lock it. And we're going to scale this up to 72, so it's bigger. I'm also going to go in and thicken it up. It was pretty thin. I used thin walls on the Assault Scout, thin lines. I want them thicker. So I'm going to set this to 4. That's too much. Oh, it's just because it's set on millimeters again. Let's go pixels and go back to 4. Yeah, there we go. It's a little thinner than the hull. The hull is 8. And so wherever we want one of these, the other thing I want to do is right now there's no fill set. So what I want to do is I want to set the fill to the same 10% gray. So now when I lay this over top of the hull, it cuts out the section that I want, the section of the hull that's behind it, and it just puts that little dome there in for the porthole. So now I am just going to copy this, and I'm going to make several put these all in. So we've got one here. I think that put it right where I wanted it. Pretty much. Let's zoom in and look at this really quick. Yeah, that's not too bad. Yep, I like that. Alright. Zooming back out. And then we've got one here. We'll just drop them in. On this side, we're going to have to do the angle. Let's flip that one around. So we're going to rotate that 180 degrees. We'll position them all here in a minute. Oops. Let's copy that. Alright, and then we're going to put another one here. We're going to rotate this one 45 degrees. If you hold down the control key, it does it in 15-degree increments. And there we go. And then I'm going to need one here. Again, rotate that around where we want it. We'll position it here in a second. Let's move it out a little bit though. Control V. And we're just going to do this for, oops. Oh, when you hold down the shift key, it does it that. That's not what we want. We want the control key. There we go. And then finally, control V. Oh, shoot. Okay, good. We're still on the hull layer. Alright, so now let's kind of zoom in on all of these and position them exactly where we want them. There we go. Actually, if we look at the Y position here, 628.50, and if I just copy that, I can position all of these. My mouse is super sensitive for some reason. There we go, there's that one. Actually, I can do it like double clicks all the time. Shift both of those. Position those in. Oh, that's interesting. That went too high. There we go. Alright, why do I have this line? Oh, I know what that line is. That is the line because I put this in. Oh, that's weird. Why am I seeing... I know what's causing that. That's because this room... Alright, now I'm too far up. So I do need to move it down just a little bit to block off. That's the edge of the... Alright, wait a second. Why am I getting clear here? That's very strange. Set stroke. Control Z. Oh, I see what's happened. That's weird. So I made this as a box to help block off the gray. Why is it not doing it on these other ones? That isn't odd. It's just those two. I'm just going to delete those two. Turn the grid back on in the rooms and just copy this one. And move it over 140. 31, 41. Bingo. Alright. And now I just see the grid line. Okay. If I move it up one, that's where I want it. That's where I want it. Interesting that it did that. Alright. And then Control D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 70 is 350. So that's 760. And that puts it right where I want it. Alright, now I can go back to that one looks good. That one looks good. This one I want to move down one more so it sticks out a little bit more. Like that. There we go. And that gives me... Oh, and then this one needs to go out just a little bit. Looks like we're seeing just a little bit of that line peek through, so I'm just going to go there. And like that. Alright. Now you notice this little gap right here, but we're not going to worry about that on any of these. And there we go. There's our portholes. And now if we turn everything back on, furniture, doors, we've got the portholes there right above the bed on that one, not on those ones, above the desk otherwise. And they stick out a little bit there, and you can see them above the furniture. And that completes the layer. So we are going to save this as crew deck 5. We're going to export that, and it was already there, so I'm going to replace it. Then I'm going to come back in here, and I'm going to turn on that little hatch for deck 11, and save that as deck 11, and I'm going to call it the officer deck, because that is going to be the deck where the bridge crew has their room, so they're directly beneath the bridge in the ship. So we'll export that, and then again we will come and look at the deck plan, and there it is, and that looks good. We see the portholes around the rooms, and now we are good to go. So I'm going to stop this video, and we'll come back and do another video on the next deck.